Hi there, in this video I want to talk to you very quickly about an anomaly, as I see it, with the track points behaviour. There might be a better explanation, I'm not completely missing it, and I'd love to hear it if you know what it is. But anyway, let me show you what I mean. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come down and select the line tool and just draw a line like that. So what if we wanted to connect this to some other geometry? Well, let's just make a little circle and let's add the circle. And what we, in theory, ought to be able to do is take that line and come to behaviours and shape and track points. And we ought to be able to use the circle as the source. But actually, that's not going to work at all. It doesn't like geometry. So what we have to do is instead we have to come over to the library and we have to look under content here. We have to look for crosshairs. So if we bring in one of these, it doesn't have to be a crosshair, but a crosshair is a good thing to use. So crosshair is obviously a bitmap, an image, rather than geometry. So now if we come back to our track points, come to the inspector, and we drop in that crosshair, you can see all this changes. We've actually now got the option to attach it. What we're going to do is attach to source. And what we want to do is just attach the first point. So I'm going to disable track 2, and I'm going to reset track 1. And you'll see now that if I move the crosshair, the end of the line follows along. That's pretty nice. So what about the other end of the line? So let's duplicate the crosshair. Now what we need to do is we need another track points, because obviously we can't do it within the same one. So let's come back to behaviors and shape. And again, let's use the track points. And let's use that second crosshair as the source. And let's attach to source again. So we were using track 1 there, which is the first point of the line. So let's use track 2 here. It's already found it. So let's just select that crosshair and drag it. Oh, this is all looking rather good, isn't it? So here's the other crosshair. We can drag each end of the line using those crosshairs. Where it gets funky is when we start to animate these. So I'm going to do something quite simple. I'm going to select that first crosshair, basic motion, motion path, and for simplicity I'm just going to select a circle like that. So this is good, that's following along. Let's just set the number of loops to 2. You can see that's following that end of the line very nicely. Let's do the same thing with the other one. So let's come to behaviors, basic motion, and motion path. And immediately something's very, very obviously wrong. Let's again just set it up the same way, circle, 2 loops. So what on earth is going on here? The fact of the matter is that as soon as you attach a second animation, the whole track points thing goes wrong, despite the fact that if we pick up the individual crosshairs and move them around, and we obviously need to reset our points like that, make sure they're stuck using the reset. So as I say, pick up the individual points, move it around, all good. Pick up that other point, move it around, all good. As soon as we try to animate both points rather than just one of the points, we're in a world of pain. So no idea what that is. So the only way of actually making this work, if we wanted to animate both ends of the line, would be to animate the crosshairs and then render out the crosshairs as a little movie and then bring that back in again, analyze the motion and then link to the analyzed motion. That's the only way I can think of actually doing it. So if you know of a better way, I'd be really fascinated to hear it. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.